Imprisoned Motherly Love. Chapter 1. My mom always used to say, a shaved head is the best hairstyle for a girl. Clean, simple, easy to manage. And it keeps you from, attracting the wrong kind of attention from boys. Growing up, I always sported a bald head. Yeah, I was used to the stares. The summer after high school graduation, I threw a major fit. I only just barely managed to convince her to let me grow my hair. Then the night before I left for college, she snuck in while I was asleep and shaved my head again. A blood-curdling scream echoed from the bathroom that morning. I stood there, clutching my newly shaved scalp, feeling like I was going to explode. My mom, brandishing a spatula, stormed in from the kitchen. What in the Sam Hill are you yelling about? Do you want to wake up the whole neighborhood? She shoved me hard. I stumbled forward, catching my stomach on the edge of the sink. I didn't even feel the pain. I spun around, screaming at her. Why can't I have hair? Is it a crime to want hair? Do I have to die for you to be happy? She just snorted. Go ahead and die, drama queen. I've never seen a kid threaten her mom with suicide so much. Her tone was so casual. It felt like hitting a brick wall. I remembered the last time I tried this. I was close to hitting an artery. That's when she finally caved, promising to leave my hair alone. I thought I'd finally won. All summer, I watched the stubble grow, fighting the itchiness. I was excited about college. I thought my parents loved me. Maybe they just didn't realize how much this mattered to me. I thought that maybe they would compromise. But she didn't care if I lived or died. She just wanted to give me hope, then crush it. Just to remind me that she was in control. All the yelling woke up my dad. He took one look at my head and frowned at. Mom, didn't we say she could grow it out? What happened? So, what if I shaved it? It's for her good. Mom shot back. She's gonna be in ROTC. All that hair would be hot and sweaty. And she's never been the cleanest. It'll get gross. Dad rubbed sleep out of his eyes, and as usual, tried to smooth things over. Okay, settle down. Your mom's just looking out for you. Get ready to go. The flight leaves soon, you don't want to miss it. Looking out for me? What do you call this? Dad's wishy-washy attitude hit me like a bucket of ice water. I pointed at Mom's carefully styled hair. I'm 18 years old. Can I even decide what to do with my own hair? If bald is so great, why doesn't she shave hers? Smack. Mom slapped me hard across the face. Chelsea, you're pushing it. I've worked my butt off for you, putting a roof over your head, feeding you, and you're gonna talk to me like that. I've always told you, successful women make it on their skills, not their hair. It's not a beauty contest. Now you're suddenly obsessed with your hair? You just want to go off and find a boyfriend. Land a rich husband. That's what you want. Mom got even more worked up, grabbing my acceptance letter and threatening to rip it. Maybe you shouldn't go to college at all. Stay home and stop thinking of ways to attract boys. See, Mom had stolen my dad from her best friend back in the day. Mom was fixated on money. So, in her mind, all women were scheming. Even her own daughter. She always did this. Whenever I stepped out of line, she'd zero in on what I cared about most and use it against me. When I was 6, I didn't want scrambled eggs because it made it hard to breathe. She tore up the math homework I'd spent all night on. She even called my teacher and lied. For 6 years, I stood beside the teacher's desk, head shaved. In 8th grade, I refused to let her shave my head. She cut up all the sanitary pads in the house. I cried and begged, but she forced me to wear bloody pants to school. Senior year, I refused to use the used textbooks she bought. She cut off my allowance. If it wasn't for the free soup at school and handouts from teachers, I would have starved. And now this. She knew how much college meant to me. The day I got my acceptance letter, I didn't sleep a wink. To go to college I had to beg for forgiveness. Mom, I'm sorry. It was a mistake. I was just being stupid. Please, don't rip up the letter. I won't talk back. I get it. I don't know how many times I hit my head on the floor. Finally, she tossed the letter at me. Fine, go pack. Still shaking, I tried to stand, needing someone to help me. Dad was at the table, eating breakfast. To punish me, Mom took all the money I'd earned from tutoring. She cut my allowance to almost nothing. And she took all my hats and scarves. She wanted me to start college with a bald head. She wanted me to be a joke. The registration area was a madhouse. Everyone stared at my head. They said I was sick. They said I had lice, maybe contagious. They said I was trying to be different. They all avoided me. I never got used to it. I kept my head down as Mom dragged me through the crowd. She filled out forms and got my bedding. She even loaded my meal card, taking care of everything. Dad silently dragged my heavy bags behind us. I walked through the campus bald and empty-handed. To others, I was their spoiled child. They were always like that. They made it look like they had sacrificed everything in case we ever argued. So, everyone would side with them. We got to the dorm with a group of upperclassmen. Some of my roommates were already there. Mom said the first thing that came to mind. Hi, everyone, this is my daughter, Chelsea. I hope you all can look after her because she is a bit special needs. The roommates looked at each other. They looked at my head, then at Mom. They just nodded awkwardly. Mom smiled, happy to get a response. While putting the sheets on the bed, she blabbered on about my childhood embarrassments. I bit my lip, unsure of what to say. She'd be gone soon. If I worked hard, I wouldn't have to go home. I'd be free. But when all my roommates went to dinner, it was still me and Mom. So I finally asked, "What time is your flight?" "Is Dad waiting at the airport?" "Flight? I'm not going anywhere today." She sounded proud. "Didn't you know? I got approved for a promotion if I pass the company interview. And your school is close to the location, so I'll be here for a while. I'll see how you are settling in." My heart sank. "Mom, the school doesn't allow parents in the dorms. Can I book you a hotel?" I kept my voice down. She could go crazy and cut me off. "A hotel? You want to waste money? You can. Stay in your dorm." "Don't worry, I'll talk to the school." I don't know what she told them. I just know she stayed. And after that, the coordinator always looked at me with disdain. The next day, we had to start ROTC. At 4 in the morning, Mom forced me into a uniform and dragged me to the field. She wanted to impress the teachers. I was exhausted, and the sun was blinding. I almost fell. Suddenly, ice water poured over me. Mom stood there with an umbrella, smiling. "Don't be lazy. Everyone else is trying. What makes you special?" I was embarrassed and annoyed. The water, sweat, and tears blurred my vision. Everyone sneered at me. No one cared that I'd been standing here for hours. During a break, the instructor told us to do something interesting to break the ice. Mom sat with us, poking me. I'd always been embarrassed about my hair. I kept my head down. She grew impatient. After a good dance performance from a classmate, she pushed me into the crowd. I clutched my uniform. The vibe died down. Mom rolled her eyes, walking over to me. "What a waste. You can't even do this? You'll never succeed." So embarrassing. Mom's terrible singing attracted everyone's attention. They laughed. They pointed. They looked disgusted. I wanted to escape, but I couldn't. I squatted on the ground, crying. After that, everyone knew me. The ROTC student, Chelsea, who was a spoiled brat. The school forum was flooded with memes about me crying. Mom collected all of them. She sent them to the family group chat, her friend groups, and even the community group chat. She even did a raffle on her social media. She wouldn't stop until the whole world saw. My shame. I begged her to stop posting the photos. Mom shrugged. You think you can threaten me? If you die, I'll. Stop. Are you really gonna die? If you jump off a building, I'll stop. Will you jump? I was speechless. This wasn't over. For the next few days, Mom did everything she could. During ROTC, when the instructor corrected my posture, she ran up and pushed me away and told the instructor that I was trying to seduce him. When I sweated on the field, she washed all my underwear. She forced me to train in the field without any underwear. I was so uncomfortable. I hunched over when I ran. The instructor made me run laps for 1,000 meters. After that, there were even more memes about me. 1 week later, the night before Mom's interview, she bought my roommates presents. On the surface, it looked nice. Actually, you guys be careful of her. Never use the same washing machine as her because she's so dirty. I don't know how she's so dirty. She used to pee in her bed, and every time I washed her underwear, it was full of poop and pee. She never washes her hair, and she's so gross that she prefers to be bald instead of washing her hair. Be careful. She steals things and you're gonna have to watch your boyfriends because curled up in my narrow bed. The early autumn felt like the coldest winter. I asked myself why I even bothered going to high school. I stole from no one. She wanted to prove how great she was by making me look bad. I gave up on motherhood. The things that used to hurt didn't faze me. Late at night, Mom was asleep on the full bed. I grabbed the scissors from my luggage and cut off her hair. Chapter 2. The next morning, everyone heard her scream. She looked at the bald head that I had shaved. She started banging on the sink. I leaned against the doorframe, smiling. The roommates took pictures of her. You're so cool. I've never seen someone do that at this age. Please don't hide. I need to film this. You're gonna be internet famous. The elderly's head gets so loose. Please can I touch your head? Mom was screaming and trying to hide. They didn't have any empathy. To them, Mom and I were a joke. The girl across from me was awake when I shaved her head and we made eye contact. She didn't stop me. She just ignored it. In her confusion, she knew I did this on purpose. She tried to hit me. Chelsea, do you know how important this interview is? You are trying to ruin my life. I ducked. Mom missed. Mom, I did this for you. It's really hot and it saves time to have a bald head. Chelsea, you're doing this on purpose. You don't have any shame. Due to inertia, Mom fell down. She pointed at me while sitting down. Mom, you were the one who said that a bald head is the best hairstyle. You said that meant don't get any ideas. If anything, this proves how much skill you have and you can get a head with or without hair. The company doesn't care. They just care about your skills. I mimicked her the other day. I gasped. Wait, you care this much about your hair? Are you trying to seduce your boss? Mom, it's not good to be a side chick. I called my family in shock. Every time they picked up, I cried. Please convince her. Please don't let her become the side piece to her boss. It's wrong. Please. She's trying to seduce her boss. We worked so hard to get here. I'm going to work hard and care for her when I graduate. Grandma, my mom always listens to you. Dad and Mom were married for 20 years, and everything is going so great. What am I gonna say to Dad if she cheats on him? The relatives were calling her phone. She didn't answer, and quickly lost her mind. She didn't have the strength to go to the interview. She went on the train home. Turns out that Mom didn't get the job. The company wanted to hire someone. Internally, Mom and a bunch of other people were placeholders. No one took the interviews seriously, except Mom. She wasn't going to get ahead with then, so she needed to get ahead. Mom freaked out from getting her head shaved, and I hit a nerve. Mom left, and I was free to grow my hair back. I got my reputation back. Everything was good. But after I took Mom's high ground away from her to get me to apologize, she threw a fit in the principal's office. She wanted to kick me out, but I was the only student with a full scholarship. The principal and teachers couldn't get rid of me. She couldn't kick me out. Mom took away my allowance and scholarship. She said she wasn't going to give me any money even if I died. It was normal. After giving up on her motherhood, I wasn't in pain. After adulthood, I wasn't going to get free soup. I didn't have tuition. The high reward of the program would pay for my college. Unlike Mom, I'd scratched her hair and injured her hair follicle. The hair that grew back was patchy. She went to spas and doctors. She couldn't get her hair back. The company fired her for not looking good. She was home all the time, but she wasn't crazy. She wanted to spread stories about me being a prostitute. Mom wanted to ruin my life. I was their daughter. Anything that she said about me also reflected on her. The rumors spread to Dad's job and to his partners. It ruined a big business deal. Dad was hands-off when at home. He wasn't involved or mediating. But when this got in the way of his work, he hit her. That was the first time he hit her in the last 18 years. He told her that he would divorce her. Mom was angry. She kicked me out of the group chat and blocked me. She was getting rid of me. I got rid of that family. After my sophomore year, I dragged my suitcase for my part-time job. A bunch of people carrying cameras were there. "Are you Chelsea?" I nodded. "Take her away," the producer said. Before I could react, I got carried away. I was going to a truck. I was fighting and screaming. I broke a trash can. The people nearby just watched. They were afraid to get involved. Until I got on the truck. The producer said, "Sorry, we're here from Extreme Home Makeover. Your mother signed you up, and it's a whole scene for the show, right?" The producer played a video. In the video, Mom was crying. I can't control my daughter. I wanted to have a good time with her at school, but she shaved my head and made me lose my job, and Dad and I have been arguing ever since. I want the show to make me a better daughter. The video ended. I sighed. You've been fooled. I explained what happened. So that's it? But our budget is gone. Who's going to pay for the damages if you don't participate? The producer asked. I can. I saw that you guys were doing a spin off of the show, and you didn't have any new participants. Here's an idea. I told the producer my plan. 2 days later, I got on the bus to the mountains with Mom. You can beg me now and give me all your scholarship money. You can promise to be my slave, and I'll consider letting you get away with a bit less punishment. If you don't, I'll just sell you to some mountain guys. I crossed my arms and closed my eyes. Soon, the bus was driving to the mountains. It stopped next to a dirt road. Mom told the people to get me. Hurry, drag her down, and teach her a lesson. The workers started taking their gear and grabbing Mom. Mom didn't know what was happening. No. It's my daughter that's on Extreme Home Makeover. You've made a mistake. The sign dropped. Extreme Home Makeover. Wives Edition. Mom realized what was happening. She grabbed onto the bus and didn't let go. What's happening? I'm on Extreme Home Makeover. It's not supposed to be like this. The producer smiled. We're here from the Wives Edition. It's made for mistreating husbands. Your daughter told us what you do, and you meet the requirements. It's a 3-month program, and you'll be working for a family. We hope this makes you a better person. Mom paused. Then she tried to grab my face. You're gonna die for this. I hate you. I waved back. Please don't blame me. I did this for you and for our family. See you soon. She got dragged in. She left bloody marks on the ground. I was soft for a second, but I let it go. Mom wouldn't be nice if I was the one getting dragged. 3 months later, Mom came back. Every day at 4 a.m. She got up to feed the animals and cook. She had to take care of a family. The grandma was mean to her to put on a show. The kids spat on her face. She tried to do what she would do at home. The mountain people weren't playing around. Every time she complained, they would beat her. She was beaten up. She asked for help and tried to call the police. But they said that it was part of the show. Only by making it hard would she cherish life. The show was so successful. Over 3 months. Her hands were full of cuts. She got sunburned, and the clothes that she wore got stolen. The show dropped Mom off at the train station. She was broke. She had to walk home. Mom walked the path home in bloody shoes and saw Dad and his girlfriend, Amy, fooling around. Mom went crazy and tried to hurt them, but she was too weak. Mom was knocked to the ground. His girlfriend wore her robe and smiled. "What are you going to do? Remember, you took my man." Dad lifted Mom's chin. "I was kind to you for the last 20 years. Amy was sick and couldn't have children. You think I wanted you?" They were going to split up. Dad divorced her. Mom didn't put up too much of a fight. She just wanted a cheap place and some money. The show gave her fame. So she thought the show would make her a star. She signed the divorce papers. She was trying to get the money before the show made her famous. So she packaged herself. 1 month later, the show aired, but it was canceled after the first episode. The bad people and the abuse didn't sit right with people. Mom's face was blurred and no one knew. She was in constant contact with the show. She sold her house and gave them all the money so that the show would continue. Mom stayed in her tiny apartment. She waited and hoped. She thought she was going to be famous at age 45. But instead she got a notice. The notice said that the show was illegally shot, and there was a case of trafficking against it. The whole show was getting disbanded. The cops took them away. That day, Dad was marrying Amy. I was doing a project up north. Later I found out after getting a call from the police. They walked on the red carpet, and Mom stabbed them. Amy died with 16 stabs. Dad got 9 stabs and was in a coma. I flew back home. I got to the police station where Mom was crying. She saw a lifesaver. "I knew you wouldn't abandon me. Please, help me sign this contract so that they let me off easier. You're in a program, right? Write me a mental excuse so I don't go to jail." I shook my head. "I believe the court is just and that you will get a just sentence. If I sign the papers, I'd be disrespecting Dad and Amy." "No. Please save me. I need you to save me this one time, and I will be the best mother." Mom knelt down. She begged. Years ago, I was kneeling to her, begging for a pad, asking for $10 for the cheapest food. She said no. She never thought about it. Years later, she knew now. Mom got 20 years. She was going to be spending her life in jail. I put Dad in a recovery house. I paid for his stuff every month. Then, I sold their estate. I flew back up north. The plane took off, and I watched the world get small. This bad family